Have you ever been out fishing and you have a big fish on and the knot unties itself or it snaps? Well, today I'm going to help you reel in that big fish. No matter if it's relaxing sports or fishing, losing a fish is the worst feeling to a fill knot. I've been fishing since I was like 10 years old, and every time, if I need a bait tied on or a new bait or something, I'll just give it to my dad and say, hey, do your thing. Or my grandpa, and now since I got older, he's like, you can do it yourself. So I had to pull up YouTube, learn a couple knots when I was like 13. And if I broke off, I couldn't blame it on my dad or my grandpa. So I had to learn how to tie some halfway decent knots so I didn't break up. So the purpose of this speech is to learn to tie fishing knots and tie fishing line together so you don't lose that big fish. I'm going to do the polymer knot because it's my personal favorite because it's quick, it's easy, and it's really strong. And it's pretty good to have a knot that you're good at, so when you're out in the lake or like a boat, you can tie it on, or if you need to try a different bait or something, it's super quick. You're going to need a couple supplies though, so you're going to need your bait, but you don't use this when you go fishing. This is Cole really Metals kind of made this up for me, so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then I'm using as a line, I'm using paracord because it's thick. It's like 5 times the size, I'm pretty sure. So you guys can also see what I'm doing. But little incident happened at Advisory. It came untied, untied itself here. And then you're gonna need something, cut line with, cut the tag end off. So I use the scissors, but I don't know if I would do that because I'm not gonna cinch it all the way down, so it doesn't get really tight. But if I'm out on the boat, I will use multi-tool pliers. So there's like 5 on each side here. There's multiple tools. It's meant for not just fishing, like out in the wild too. So that's what I would use out on the boat. So to tie the polymer knot, there we go. So this is like acting as the reel. So I'll put that over here. And there's a couple ways to do it. You can either shove one end through first, or you can just make the loop right now and then shove it through. But you're also, since this is like a bigger hook here, I'm gonna need a lot of slack because you have to shove the loop through the hook after you tie. So as it's on, and then as it's like this, you just tie overhand knot. Some people do it different. They cinch this down all the way, but if I do that right now, I don't think it's gonna work because this is paracord. And you just take this loop here, go around like that, and you just cinch this down. No clue why that just came out. See, every time I practice this though, it does not want to cinch down all the way because it's also really thick. Let me redo that. I just did not that long ago. This is the knot that I always tie out in the boat too because it's really easy. Obviously not the paracord though. Then you cinch it down. You also, when you're out fishing, you also want to get this line wet because the friction happens. And when this gets hot, it can actually snap off a little easier. Yeah, so now this is supposed to cinch down, but it won't because of the paracord. So that is the polymer knot. The next knot. There's another knot that I like to show you. It's called the Uni knot. This one I like using because it's meant for top water. It has a little more action in it because there's also a loop. There's like a loop at the end of it where it can have a little more action. I don't use this knot that much. If I'm ice fishing, I actually will use it because ice fishing lures, the fly fishing lures, like the hole is really, really tiny, so it's hard to get a palmer knot through there. So the uni knot, you just go like this, and you give yourself about that much right there. And you take this down, shove this through a loop. Now see, with paracord, I'm only gonna do this like 3 times. But you're on the lake, you probably, like, you know, with real line, you'd probably go about 4 to 6 times. Direct fishing league, I actually tied this knot quite a bit because it was super easy. The first one I learned. So that's that knot right there. So there's like action like right here. So say if this was top water, if I did move it like around, this would move with it. So otherwise, if it was like the polymer knot, it would kind of jerk it, which it would not be good. It would not look like real, I guess. Another knot that I'm gonna show you is called the fisherman's knot. This one, I don't even use that. I kind of learned it not that long ago. But I also like don't like it because it's not strong. But everybody has their knots that they like. So you take it like it's just like similar to a uni knot, except this time you're just gonna twist this up. See, I'm gonna twist it like 3 times like that. And then you take this. No, you don't want to untie itself. You take your tag end here, you shove it through the loop at the bottom, and the loop you just made with that, shove this back through, and you cinch it down, just like that. It's just like the uni knot too, has a little bit of play in it. Yep. Alright, now that you know some basic knots pretty much, those are really basic. There's a really hard knot to do, it's called the FG knot. I've not learned it. I've done it though, it took me like 6 minutes. And fishing league, there's a kid named Jackson Baker. He knows how to do it in like 40 seconds, he's really good at it. I do not know how to do it, which I'm not gonna attempt. So to tie fishing line together, you take this, make a loop like this, you shove this through, you just, really hard to do it. You just kind of tie it around like this. My grandpa taught me this knot when I was younger, and I just came to realize that it's actually called the Yucatan knot. I have no clue how they got that name, but I kind of find it weird. And you shove it right back through that loop that you made at the beginning, and you just tie it down. And right there it is, this way it's starting. Then you cut the tag ends, obviously. Alright. Now that you know, so I hope you learned something today, and I hope you don't lose that big fish anymore. And now you know some of the basic knots. You don't have to ask your buddy or your dad or anybody to tie the knots for you. And thanks for listening to my speech.